Hello, everyone, and welcome to another reaction to the Schmoedown right here on Dedicated to Art. And what a reaction are we in for? I'm, of course, your host, Case Cornelis, is joined by just Chris today. Nico is on a little vacation, so yeah, he's not joining us. But Chris and myself will react to a title match, and not just some title match. This is Dan Murrell versus Paul Oyama, and everyone knows who Dan Murrell is. But if you didn't know who Paul Oyama was, well, I think you know now. This guy, I think Nico said it once, that he had held 5 belts at the same time in the fan leagues. 5 belts in both teams and singles. This guy is a juggernaut when it comes to trivia. And anyone who doesn't know the fan leagues, oh, you're about to find out that they're legit. They're not just some B league. It's not easier. The questions actually sometimes are maybe a little tougher, but in the end, it's about the trivia if you know it. And Paul has shown that he knows it. There's a reason that he is the number 1 contender. There's a reason that he's in this match. And well, Chris, what do you have to say about this match today?
Look, with this title match today, win or lose for Paul, the fan leagues are validated.
Yes.
Nobody can say anymore that, oh, well, the fan leagues is just a bunch of jokes and, hacks and has-beens and, it means nothing. Bullshit. The fan leagues are where the future stars of the Schmoedown are coming from. Chance Ellison proved it, and now Paul is 100% going to prove it in his title match against the GOAT. And here's the thing. Even if, Paul does win today, that means a lot for him. He'd be the youngest champion ever.
Crazy.
And Dan would still have nothing to hang his head about because, how many times has he been champ? 3?
3. Yeah, and let's not forget about all the times that he also defended that belt.
Yeah. So if he does defend it, then it's just another reason why he could arguably be one of the GOATs.
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, and seriously, Paul, I've played the guy, I've hosted matches with the guy, and this guy just knows so much. You can throw any type of question at him, and he will answer most of them. So it's crazy how good he is. That is why he is in this title match, and that's why I honestly think that because I saw the poll in the Facebook group, and what was really funny because every time that there is a poll, you can always see if your friends voted on it as well, and there will show a little icon. And what was the case? I saw more votes for Dan than Paul, of course, but still Paul had quite some votes. And the funny thing is, none of my friends voted on Dan, and everyone, all the little pictures were showing up at Paul, because everyone that I have friended on Facebook, they know the fan leagues, they know how legit Paul is, and they know, yeah, Paul has got a real shot today. So that was funny to see. I cannot wait to see this. So I think we should just press play on this thing, and we're gonna do that in 3, 2, 1, play. Oh, fuck.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm going to start an infinity war against the Schmoedown. I'm going to take everybody down. I'm going to make you proud of me. Greetings, peasants! It is I, your new commissioner. But you will simply call me your captain. Now, my reign has been short.
My captain.
But I've already made it clear that I will be doing things the right way. My way. For far too long, this league has browsed over the true competitors and given ridiculous favors and rules favoring those who simply do not deserve it. Those days are gone. I've already been working tirelessly to clean up this garbage dump that Emma and Sam have been neglecting. First of all, the rules. What are they? No one knows. Week to week, they seem to change. There will be an official rule book printed out with rules that I will add my special touch to. This book will be available for those to reference when a problem arises. Champions. I was the first Inner Geekdom champion.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for that Weasel Navarro, I would still be champion. Because I would have defended that belt until the day I left this earth. Today's champions will have to earn it. I was made aware that a champion only needs to defend a championship twice before gaining an automatic rematch.
Yeah.
Gone. From this day forward, the champions will have to defend their titles four times before earning an automatic rematch. That's my rule, and it goes into play today. The free-for-all winner. Next year, Andrew Guy or McWeeny will win the free-for-all and receive a title shot of their choosing. There has never been an official set time of when this title shot has to take place. A full year from free-for-all to free-for-all. For example, Dan Murrell and William Bibiani have until next year's free-for-all to use their shots. And now this leads me to the tournaments.
Oh dear.
This is where the system will work in my favor. Now, yes, my reign at the moment is from July 15th to August 15th. However, the tournaments need a commissioner to run both tournaments.
Oh, no.
And I assign
Yeah, of
myself
course you did.
to be the commissioner for both the singles and team tournaments. So, I am creating a job that I am hiring myself to do. This current job is only a month long. However, my job as tournaments commissioner will run until the end of the season. I will set the brackets. I will make the rules. And I will determine the prize of the tournament.
Wow.
This is just the beginning. You think Kalinowski and Tad mixed things up? They tried to do it under the guise of fairness. This is a pure power trip. This is pure dominion. This is annihilation. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is a dictatorship. I want to make you proud.
Oh dear, he is a character. Yeah. Oh dear. Okay.
Ah, there's a sweatshirt.
Welcome back to the movie trivia Schmoedown. I'm Christian Harloff, trying to class up the joint because my half-sleeve partner is here. Mark Baby Caratellis, what's up, buddy?
That's right, Christian. You and I both don our Sunday best for a big matchup, and boy, what a 5-round extravaganza of movie trivia know-how we have in this Schmoedown. Oyama, Dan Murrell. Oh, and there's a little bit of waist jewelry on the line.
That's right. It is for the movie trivia Schmoedown Championship of the World, and man, what a journey it's been for the challenger, Paul Oyama.
You never stop believing.
When you go, it's funny because there was a picture that was posted recently, and there's that picture right there. It's Paul Oyama taking a picture with the champion, and that's when Paul came to a live event as a fan.
It's so adorable.
He came as a fan, right? And then he got himself in the fan leagues, and he never lost a match. And it was
He
Chance
did though,
Ellison
but
everyone was
sure.
talking about. Chance Ellison is the fan competitor that's going to take the league by storm. But Paul Oyama said, nope, prime time is here, and him and the Dungeon, they've taken storm. They've gone 4-0, looking to become 5-0. Someone else that went 5-0 in their first season in singles, Dangerous Dan Murrell, did it back in 2016, where he won the championship. He won 5 in a row. played you that
Also,
particular
Mike Riley
main
did it.
event of this
That wasn't
spectacular.
me. That was Santa Claus. That was
Santa
somebody
Claus, that's
totally
right.
different. I know what you're talking about.
But it's really, you look at it, it's old school versus new school, and Dan Murrell is absolutely
Well said.
a
That was
legend
also one of my
the
favorite
game.
title
The guy
matches,
is 12
Ellis
and 4.
Murrell.
He
That was
has
awesome.
knockouts. He's
Yeah.
regarded as the greatest to ever play the game. Sorry, Sam Levine. But he's in the argument for sure. And it is one of those matchups. It is one of those matchups to where you see this new school competitor against the old guard. What's going to happen?
That's what I love. I love it when you're talking about athletics, whether it's basketball, football, golf, or movie trivia. I mean, you have people that grew up worshiping Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, and then all of a sudden you're playing against them. Or somebody grows up, they want to be like Tiger Woods. They take pictures of them when they're kids. Then all of a sudden they're competing against them on the golf course. That is the situation that Oyama finds himself in right now, and I'm fascinated by this. I cannot believe that we have kept this engine running as long as we have. Oyama was a little zygote when Murrell was beating people like me in championship matches, and now he gets to face him in one. He could be walking out of here with Dan Murrell's belt.
And what's funny when you say that, though, too, if Paul Oyama wins today, at 22 years old, will be the youngest champion of all time.
He's 22?
So if he can do it.
Oh, it's gross.
If he can do
What?
it. But he ain't going to have and Dan Murrell.
That ain't gonna be easy.
Today, by the way.
Will be the oldest champion.
No, that's
this will be
Roca.
his 4th all-around title defense that he has had. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is it, and we are so excited to see how we
Actually, I
got
do
here
believe
today.
McWeeny is actually older than Roca.
Oh, fair.
Ready, boys?
We're calling up some kids to the major leagues here today, Danielle.
Paul Primetime Oyama is coming in from the fan leagues, follows in.
Hey,
He's
that
our
was
second
not how I
competitor
hosted.
that I plucked from the fan leagues. He
His
believes
number one
that he'll be
contender match.
champion within his first 4 matches.
You know, you got Dan Murrell and Irwin and Roca and all these guys, and their time's up.
You've had a crazy year.
Champion of the world once again, Dangerous Murrell!
I love setting a new challenge for myself. I love for people to just get that much more fire.
We've seen you play some of the biggest monsters in this game. Like, who is out there that could still potentially rival you and challenge you?
Old McMurrell had a farm. E-I-E-I-O.
Top 10 worst promos of all time, right there.
Danny boy, you better be ready. Donnie Darko.
And your winner, number 1 contender facing Dan Murrell. Here's the real deal, Jack. Tonight, I'm unleashing the nastiest, most electrifying player in the game right now. His name is Primetime. He's 4-0. He's been studying with the Shaolin monks. And baby, he's gonna rip that belt right off of Dan Murrell's stonewashed jeans.
Paul Oakenfold, whatever. I don't think he stands a chance here. He's playing the best of all time here. I mean, there was a picture 3 years ago, and he took a picture with Dan.
Talk about a trash ball. You know, lots of people in this league, but Dan is someone that I respect and someone that I want to beat very badly, and we're going to make it happen.
I like that he respects the game, and he respects the game's history.
This is going to be a fight.
Dan Murrell's like a wooden nickel, okay? Primetime is the Bitcoin of the Schmoedown. His price is surging, and when he takes that belt, he's gonna be the gold standard.
What is this?
Actually, Bitcoin is down this week.
Zipper, what
I get where people want this to go. I'm the establishment. I'm the old blood. It's time for a new person on the throne. I don't want to give up that throne. There's chaos going on in this league. It needs someone at the top who can hold things together. That's what I'm here to do.
What happened last time Dan played someone from the fan leagues?
Oh, not 1 loss, 2 losses? He might be thinking the 3rd time's the charm, but your time's up. Prime time's now.
God, Eric, you are getting just better and better. You're too good.
Well, there you have it. Dan Murrell and Paul Oyama. Now, like I said before, Dan Murrell, actually, this will be the 5th time he has defended the belt.
Today.
If he wins today. No, but this is what today.
It's number 5.
But all time. However, he's only defended it once during this run, and the new commissioner, Robert Meyer Burnett, has now made a rule that you've got to defend that belt 4 times before you get an automatic rematch. So there's no automatic rematch for anybody if Dan Murrell loses.
The Emperor does not have new clothes. He's walking around the studio naked.
He really is. He really is. But Dan Murrell, Paul Oyama, are you ready to get going? What's that tail of the tape? You got it?
I am very excited about the tail of the tape here today because if you look at a guy like Dan Murrell, you know he knows his way around Spielberg movies, and you know that he is a big fan of A Galaxy Far, Far Away, and of course I'm referring to Star Trek. With Paul Oyama, the guy's very good when you look at genres, when you look at either a comedy or an action flick, Oyama's got it. The breadth of knowledge is the most impressive thing about both these competitors. It's very hard for them to meet a wheel slice they don't like in round number 2.
That's right. All right, well, with that, you ready to get going?
I think I just showed that.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Movie Trivia Schmoedown.
You can feel the tension and the excitement in the crowd. It's in the air tonight.
5 rounds for the Movie Trivia Schmoedown Championship of the World. Introducing first, the challenger, representing the dungeon, led to the ring by his manager, Kaiser, with a record of 4 wins, no defeats, and 1 knockout. Prime time, Paul Oyama! And there he is, the challenger, the young challenger of the whole dungeon. Zip, Schmet, and Kaiser. This could be Kaiser's first championship.
Look at
this could be Kaiser's first championship as a manager.
He is wearing a shirt that represents the Iowa faction of the Slipknot fan base.
Yep. Very interesting. As
Really?
you have the young challenger.
Kaiser, you're a Slipknot fan.
It is interesting.
Come on our show, Down to Dissection.
Down to Dissection, yeah.
Sure, but also Manager of the Year shades, maybe.
Possible. Roxy Stryer already has a title this year.
Yeah, and she also lost it, to be fair.
She did.
Oh, there you go.
So she can't make that claim anymore.
I know how to chew and swallow my food, so
Come
no
at me, Stryhards.
And his opponent, representing the 5 Horsemen, led to the ring by his manager, Tom Dagnino and Mark Riley, with a record of 12
Get your
wins,
guitar out.
4 defeats, and 8 knockouts. He is
Feeling lazy right now.
the reigning,
If you win, get your guitar out.
I will.
undisputed Movie Trivia Schmoedown champion of the world, Dangerous Dan Murrell!
Alright, Roca is not there.
Is here.
The champ to an ovation, Mark Riley, the legend, Tom Dagnino, another Manager of the Year competitor. So
Also, no Bateman again.
You talked about managers also. This is
Well, Bateman has been very busy.
Fair enough.
He wants to make sure that he
Like, if Bateman shows up, it's like, oh, what?
Yeah, well, that's what Dan is. Dan's classy. They're shaking the hand of the dungeon. Look at Kaiser and Dagnino. What's he saying to him?
He's whispering something. He may be asking to borrow a toothpick, or he may be offering the toothpick he offered to me.
Whatever it is, I mean, nobody is in the favor of Rob Burnett, so it looks like everybody's going to be on the same page here.
You're a few ponies short of your stable, aren't you? Where's Roca watching CMT?
Time's up, sweatshop boys.
All right, so
representing Slipknot and the New York Mets, 2 all-time great franchises.
It's funny how these two managers are just
Mark,
bullshit
the competitors are
spouting.
shut down. The managers, thank God, are out of the way.
But the competitors themselves
are keeping cool.
I don't read them. They come from my head, and those rules are the 5-round match kicks off with round number 1. Predictably, you get 8 questions
Yeah,
from 8
so
different corners.
in this
of
case,
movie
round 1 will
trivia,
be me versus
Schmoedown
Chris, which I
know-how.
will lose.
Each question's worth 1 point.
That's how
There's
this
no penalty
goes.
for missing a question. There is no stealing in round
Come
number
on,
1.
I get the feeling you'll get at least 3 of these.
Please write down your best attempt
Yeah,
and
but you
answer
get 8.
on the
That's the
whiteboard in
issue.
front of you. Once we ask you by name or nickname to reveal your answer, please
And
show your whiteboard.
then you're gonna say, no, but this is title match, and what have we seen on title matches that use still score 8?
Of your 3 usages of the JTE rule throughout the duration
Face
of the match.
sensitive.
If you need a question repeated, you want to buy yourself an extra 15 seconds, ask for
I'm
a
sorry,
JTE
what do you
rule. And
want
again,
from
it's
me?
a 5-round match. So use that
Stop
wisely.
scoring so
You
much.
just have 1 challenge to be used at any point throughout the duration of
It's
the
not
match.
my- It's not my fault I want to be in this fucking
Let's do
game.
this.
I know.
Set your clocks. Let's do this.
Ready to
Schmoedown!
Here we go. Question number 1 in the realm of action adventure. Who played Dr. Abigail Chase in National Treasure?
Secrets out in the studio. One
Oh!
between the two of
Oh!
us. And you draw the lucky number today.
That's right. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're dressed classy. I'm dressed like the guy that helps you
4,
move.
3, 2.
Bridget von Hammersmark.
Start with the champ.
Diane Kruger.
Put Charlize Theron, but I don't know.
It's incorrect, Paul.
Diane Kruger?
That's correct.
Oh!
Paul
Wow.
Oyama strikes first. Paul Oyama strikes first.
Oyama,
Okay.
big national treasure guy.
Yeah. All right, next question.
Next question is in coming-of-age movies. Coming-of-age films, and your question. Bo Burnham wrote and directed this 2018 coming-of-age film. It was never a
It's
genre
not
like a
ninth,
you
but
walk in. They never had coming
Oh,
of age.
so it is.
You're welcome.
5,
right?
I was already thinking about that.
Depends on who you are. 3,
Comedy sometimes.
2,
8th
1.
grade.
Pens down.
8th grade.
Paul.
Gucci, 8th grade.
Yes, and
Like and subscribe.
8th grade. 2-1. All right, 2-1. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Next question comes from animated. What popular animated characters had their own 2005 feature titled "The Curse of the Were-Rabbit"?
Best animated feature.
You got
It's
a
not in
family,
the theater.
right? What,
I think so.
What's the animated movie that you
I didn't, but I've seen this like 3 times.
Aladdin
I really like it.
everywhere.
The
And live action. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Wallace and Gromit.
We start with Dan Murrell.
They're delightful. Wallace and Gromit?
Yes, Paul.
Wallace and Gromit.
Correct. Paul Oyama staying with that lead. 3-2 over the champ.
All right, your next question comes in the world of dramas. That is a category.
Yes,
Drama,
it is.
drama.
Yes.
Max?
Wrong category, Christian. Shot your load
Christian.
early.
What the hell?
Your question, who played the racist deputy in 3 billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri?
Did you see that movie?
I don't know,
I
Case.
did, and I
Did
have a
he win an
question
Oscar
for
for
you.
this?
Is Ebbing a real
crap.
town in Missouri? Do you know that?
I believe it is.
I'm blanking on his
Justin
last
Hammer.
name.
Sure.
Do a
5,
live photo.
4, 3, 2,
Shit, no,
1.
it's not.
Sam Rockwell.
Fuck!
Yes, Dan
There were a
Murrell.
lot of
I
racists,
blanked
but
on
I
his
picked
last
Sam
name. I don't know why.
It's all good.
He was the
Oh,
racist
damn
deputy.
it.
He was the racist deputy.
Yeah, you went on.
All right, next question. Fantasy sci-fi. Fantasy sci-fi. Who directed the 1987 sci-fi film?
Again?
RoboCop?
They asked us the other day.
RoboCop.
And once again, I'm going to show you
Love
guys
that
how to
RoboCop.
pronounce
You know
it.
that they're going to use the suit
In what?
in the remake.
Don't worry,
Or
I've
the
learned my
reboot.
lesson.
5,
They're rebooting RoboCop?
4, yeah, with the boom cam. 3.
I've gotten so dumb
2.
since I stopped hosting movie
Pretty
talk.
dumb. 1.
Paul
Paul
Down, please.
Verhoeven.
And Dan Murrell.
Paul Verhoeven.
Hey, he
Hey!
pronounced it right.
And Paul.
Paul Verhoeven.
Yes.
Lazy
Okay.
bum.
5-4.
He also directed the Oscar-winning Showgirls. Your next question.
He sure did.
From the movie
You need to
release
watch
dates
Showgirls
category.
sometimes, man.
Movie release dates. Your query is: Good Night and Good Luck, Munich, and Brokeback Mountain all came out in what
And
year?
they all lost to Crash.
3 movies, very different subjects.
Paul Oyama's
Someone
I still
fucking
don't know.
explain to me how that
I
happened.
still don't
And
know.
we should point out at this point,
How did that
we're
happen?
Throwing a perfect.
Right now,
Round
yes.
number
5-4. 5-4, yes. And 5, 4, 3, 2,
2005.
1. Start Paul Oyama.
2005.
They also crashed. 2005.
Yes, and Dan.
2005.
Correct.
Yes. Thank you, Dan.
6-5. 6-5 with the challenger still holding that 1-point lead. Horror thriller is your next. Horror/thriller. What breed of dog terrorizes D1
Dog.
in 1983's Cujo?
Yeah.
Great question.
I like it.
Like it a
breed
lot.
Of dog.
Yes.
I mean, come on.
So, the answer is not Siamese.
What's the deal with Kojo?
5,
I don't know. I just have a guess.
2.
Bulldog?
Dan Murrell?
I prefer Beethoven.
Oh.
Saint Bernard.
Yes, it is. Paul.
Oh, tie game.
Tie game.
Wow, the crowd exploded with that one.
Well, because it was that perfect game, but now it's
Yeah.
even. It's even. It's that one
on,
point.
Paul.
You just
Don't
felt
tell me
it.
Stephen King
Wow. Wow.
adaptations.
6-6 as we get to our final question. No perfect round for either one. Tie
right.
game. And our next
Although you
question
do-
was-
you
You
do
and
know
I
your
having a
Shawshank.
perfect match thus far, and we
Yes.
continue with Patreon questions. This comes courtesy of
God, this is
Schmoedown
Campbell.
patron Jeremy
Hey,
Hastings.
JDH.
Okay.
Thank you, Jeremy.
the man. Watch his reaction videos too, by the way. They're really good.
Jeremy Hastings, a great fan, and you can be a great fan as well. Join the
Again,
movie
how great
Trivia
would it
Schmoedown
have been if that was
Patreon today.
Campbell?
Select which tier is right for you. And maybe
Yeah,
someday a
still just
sleeveless
need to
man
have
will
that.
read your name during a match. Jeremy Hastings wanted the category of, are you guys ready?
Comedy.
Comedies. That's what he wanted.
God.
What great laughter. All right, and your question, in Monty Python and the Holy Grail, how many questions needed to be answered correctly in order to pass the Bridge of Death?
Love this question.
The funniest film of all time. Do you ratify that claim?
No, but it's up there.
What do you got? Step Brothers?
Yeah, I'm going with maybe
Caddyshack,
Caddyshack's
Airplane,
good.
Animal House, It's a Mad, 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 Mad World.
2.
Airplane.
1. Pens down.
2.
And we're going to go to you first, Mr. Oyama.
I think it's 3.
Yes, it is.
Dan.
3.
Tie game.
3.
Wow, what a
Gee, you still got 8.
round we had there with the challenger Oyama hanging toe-to-toe.
I got 5,
Champ
though.
7-7 as
Okay.
we get into
See, I told you,
round
you were going to do well.
number
I
2.
told
Mark,
you.
how's that go?
This is
And
the
you
wheel
doubted me.
round, the Wheel of Fate, Doom, and Justice.
No, I
The
didn't doubt
wheel
you. I just said that you were
You're
going to
gonna
get
see
8
a bunch of
nonetheless.
different slices from different corners of the movie trivia Schmoedown Galaxy. And as we see the wheel emerge, I will note to the competitors and all the fans watching out there, as well as to my compatriot Christian Harloff, there is no opponents and no spinner's choice on the wheel, as mandated by the current
call.
champion Dan Murrell. That
You're
is
damn
his right.
right,
So
Ellis.
it is 12 different slices of movie trivia
Went so
know-how.
well last time,
Each
his on
slice contains 4 questions therein. Each question is worth 2 points. So there's a maximum of 8 points that you can earn on your own, but there's also stealing available in round number 2. So if you're not sure of the answer to a question you're asked, you can ask us for multiple choice. We'll give you 4 options, one of which is the correct answer. At that point, the value of the question goes down to 1 point. Keep in mind, you still got the JTE rules, and you also still, since Murrell has that wonderful belt in front of him, he has the option to spin first, or you may defer to your bespectacled opponent.
Well, since I'm the old man in this match, I'll spend a little more time in my easy chair and have Paul go first.
Paul Oyama's going to get up there and spin from the wheel and out the pegs.
There's Paul. Paul's looking. What's he going to hit?
Here he goes. That is a very colorful wheel.
It is indeed.
A lot of good stuff out
Also,
there.
I can't tell if Kaiser's wearing a
Kaiser
full
spotting
bandana
him
or not.
as he spins the wheel.
It's a big match for
Seems
Kaiser.
like it.
Again, first.
Gets
But
him into
we
that
don't know.
conversation.
So
First
that's
time in the
fine.
league. I mean, he already had Smets in the number 1 contender. Here's Oyama in the champion.
Someone clarify in the comments, please. We appreciate
What's
that.
going to happen? I think Oyama's already proven.
Round
He
and
knows his
round
stuff.
it goes. We could be looking
Robin
at
Williams.
Robin Williams.
No, Quentin Tarantino. Quentin Tarantino. What are we going to do here on Quentin Tarantino?
I like it, but I don't know how.
He's thinking
cold
about
this
it,
is.
and Kaiser's still
I
wondering
dare
who
you
Quentin
to take it.
Tarantino is.
He's going to
take it.
All right, so the kid's going to take Tarantino.
All right, Sicario.
Yeah, I'll
shows my
take
hand.
it.
Oyama selects
Take it.
Tarantino.
Jesus.
Director we've seen a fair number of
All
in
right.
Schmoedown matches past.
All right, here we go. All right, Paul, what actor, best known for roles in 80s and 90s television, played plantation owner Spencer Big Daddy Bennett in Django Unchained?
Oh, he's in Knives Out. Don Johnson?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Don Johnson?
Correct for 2 points.
Down the
Wow.
wire. You ever see that Miami Vice?
Well
Good
done.
That's right. In Inglorious Bastards,
Maybe just
what
use
was
this time.
What was Fassbender's Lieutenant Archie Hickok's
He was a
profession
film critic.
He was a
prior
film
to
critic, yeah.
joining the British Army?
Multiple choice.
Was he A, a dairy farmer, B, a film critic, C, a cinema owner, D, a soccer player?
Saki.
Cinema owner?
It's incorrect.
Oh.
The answers are A, dairy farmer, B, film critic, C,
Dan
cinema
knows it.
owner, D, soccer player.
He was a film critic.
That is correct.
Yeah, you knew it.
Wonder why he'd know that.
All right, Paul. Michael Keaton appears in which Quentin Tarantino directed film?
Jackie Brown, come on. He played the same character in a 1999 film called Out of Sight.
Jackie Brown?
For 2 points. And final question. Which martial arts legend plays the sword maker, Hattori Hanzo, in Kill Bill?
Sonny Chiba?
Correct for 2 more points. So,
Wow.
Wow.
one
Well
steal
done.
there. One steal there.
Knows his
And-
stuff.
Yeah, one steal there, and now it's 13-8. But Dan has his chance now to spin the wheel, and he wants to look for something.
If
that he's
Dan
much
has a
good
great
at here, too,
category,
so he can
this is
himself
going to
maybe
get
a
real
lead.
interesting.
That's right. He could maximum of
Well,
8 points
it's
out
5
there
rounds,
right now. But
so
again,
that-
much like Murrell did to Oyama, stealing's available. So Oyama could be looking to pad his lead even.
Yeah, there was one point stolen from Oyama from the champion. and now he finds himself.
All
up
depends
5.
on what he can get.
But still, you got to still be feeling pretty good if you're Oyama. 5 points over on the champ right now. It's like, and it just depends on what Dan hits here.
That's right. Round and round that wheel goes. He gave it a healthy spin. That is a Flintstone vitamin strong spin.
New releases.
New releases.
New releases.
Oh, that is very good for him. You should take that.
To offer sage advice.
He'd be an idiot not to.
Like he has a, doesn't he still have that show on Screen Junkies where he covers like?
Yep.
So yeah, if he doesn't take it, I don't know.
Yeah, gonna keep.
He probably just wants Trek though.
He's good.
So
He's good at that.
Dan Murrell trails by 5,
Nice,
and
very
he's
good.
looking at 4 questions now, each one worth a maximum of 2 points. Your first one, Dan. Who directed Welcome to Marwen?
Robert Zemeckis. This movie sucks.
Robert Zemeckis.
2 points.
That's right.
All right, so Dan has cut the lead to 3. And your next question in the world of new releases. You can find the character of Shank, voiced by Gal Gadot, and her game
Ralph breaks the internet.
in what
Yeah.
animated film?
Ralph Breaks the Internet.
Yes, he does, and that would be the sequel to Wreck-It Ralph. All right, your next question. Who plays Frank's wife Dolores in Green Book?
Linda Cardellini.
Yeah.
Linda Cardellini.
He doesn't like this.
2 more
Oh, maybe
points.
he's this one.
No.
It's too easy. It is? Okay.
All right, and your last question. In Creed 2, who plays boxing trainer Tony Little Duke Evers?
Still haven't seen it.
I don't
Multiple
know.
choice.
I can provide that. Is it
I have
A,
seen
Russell
it.
Hornsby, B, Coleman Domingo, C, Michael
I don't know
Beach,
these guys.
or D, Wood Harris?
I honestly don't know.
Wood Harris.
That is correct, and Dan Murrell
Okay,
has a 2-point lead.
okay.
That's almost a perfect match. He had a maximum of 16 points he could have had. He got 15. Now he's got a 2-point lead.
He was down by 5. He's up by 2, and now we get to there's 5 rounds in this championship
5
match,
big
we're in
rounds.
Round number 3, which is
The betting round.
betting round. Mark, how's that go?
Get ready, gamblers. This is your round because the wheel's
what?
going to be
What the hell?
spun by Dan Murrell. In
No
just
matter
a
what.
second
No
here,
matter
you
what it
can
lands
rest in
on.
your easy chair for a moment as I finish the
I-
rules.
I-
Once we
I will
settle on a
wait.
category, each
But,
competitor
it is
is
that
going
rare-
to wager an amount
very
of points.
rare
These
moment
points
where
can be as
I
low
am
as 0.
actually
They can
able
be
to
as
bet
many as
3,
You can wager 1 or 2,
and I would still
depending on
have
your
points
confidence
left
in said
after
genre.
that.
Once we get your wager up here at the answer desk, the question will be administered. And then we'll ask you each individually for your answer. Please write down your answer on the whiteboard. Do not verbalize it into the microphone until we ask you to do so by name. If you get that question correct,
cocky
you gain as
sumbitch,
many
I
points
know
as
it.
you wagered. If you get the question wrong, you lose that amount of points. So wager conservatively, perhaps.
It's up to
It's a
them.
championship match, Christian.
Well, the champ is going to get a chance to spin right now, and we'll find out exactly what they're going to be wagering on in just a moment as he gets up there. And here is the spin. The last time we'll see the wheel here today. That's rivaling
There
a
it
Clark
goes.
Wolf spin.
There it goes.
That's a good spin.
Bunch of competitors waiting out back, ready to have their way with that wheel. Office space.
Yeah, the question is, where is this going to land here too, and who will it favor, if either one or maybe both?
I mean, they both know so much about so many
really
movies,
do.
but I
Star Trek,
see
come on.
a slice coming through, almost Star Trek.
80s or
Horror.
horror.
Well, that's interesting.
Okay.
Well,
What
you're
are-
happy now.
Yes, I am.
and-
So they're writing down their wager now. Please write down your wager based on your strength of the category. And,
I don't know how
as soon
big I
as
can
you
write this, but
your
I
wager
think this
down,
is
you
about
can
the biggest that I
flip
can.
it over to make sure
so-
we can see it up here.
Big
here we go.
fat
Here's your question.
0.
John Franklin plays a sinister young preacher named Isaac Kroner, who leads a
Oh!
murders all the adults in the town of Gatelin. In what film? Based on a Stephen King story.
You know, the way you asked that question, I felt like I was watching the film.
This
Thank you.
movie
I
is
was-
delightful.
Thank you. That's the way I would pitch it in a room.
It's not great. It's not even really that good, but it is
It's a
delightful.
good elevator pitch.
5, 4.
Yeah, I'm happy that I just didn't bet points.
Yes!
Oh.
Do it again.
John Franklin plays a sinister young preacher named Isaac Kroner, who leads a cult that murders all the adults in the town of Gatlin. In what film based on a Stephen King story?
I got bored halfway through.
That's fine.
Sequel's never as
It
good.
doesn't really work as well. Just trying too hard.
You open too fast.
Yeah. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, please, and we start.
Children of the Corn.
1 point.
And?
Children of the Corn.
And how many points?
Should have had 3.
Paul?
2.
And you said?
Sleep Talkers.
You're
Oh, you
incorrect.
should
Dan
have
is
been
correct. Dan
Oh,
gets a point.
And that's what happens in the betting round.
Oh, that's a big
Christian,
swing.
What a swing.
That's a big swing.
Dan Murrell now has a 5-point lead. Paul Oyama so close because the answer was Children of the Corn, but I will point out in the film Sleepwalkers, somebody gets stabbed with a stalk of corn.
That's
This
right.
is true.
It
You're
happens.
right. You're absolutely right.
It
But-
happens.
But because of it now, the champion sees himself with a 5-point lead as we get
Yeah.
into this speed round. Oyama needs to have a great round here because the betting round just set him back tremendously.
Yeah.
And
All right,
And
Dan.
you want to talk about how to catch up
Show
in a
'em- show 'em
championship
what's up.
format?
Round.
Look no further than round number
Like,
4.
I want
As
Paul to get a
Christian
couple
said,
in
that
speed
is the
round, but-
speed round, the lightning round. The buzzers are coming
I want
out,
him to
and
get
it is
all
about
so we
to
have a
get
tie
exciting.
game.
all right, Mark, how does the speed round
You
work in
know.
the championship round?
Right.
In the championship round, the
Yes,
speed
I
round
wanna go
works
this-
as thus.
have
Each
to
competitor
start
has
this
a buzzer in front of them. Christian Harloff's going to be asking
Case,
5
why do you hate
questions.
me?
As soon as the question is asked,
No.
you do not need to wait
I
until
love
the
this
end
game.
of the question. As soon as you think you know it, you may hit that buzzer. Whoever's buzzer lights up green first, I will say your first name. I'll say Dan or I'll say Paul, and you have exactly 2 seconds to answer correctly. If you get it right within 2 seconds, you gain a point. If you get it wrong or you don't answer correctly within the 2-second time frame, you lose a point. It's not only a speed round. I read the rules very fast.
It was good, though. All right, so we'll ask first the champion. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Challenger, are you ready?
Let's do this.
Here we go. Daniel Craig took on the role of 007.
Paul.
Casino Royale.
That's correct. For the first time in what 2006 James Bond film?
Also, I'm not reading the questions.
Name the film from the following characters: Haywood, Warden Norton, Captain Hadley, Red Brooks.
Oh, Shawshank
Shawshank
Redemption.
Dan.
Shawshank Redemption.
Yes.
Jinx. Well done.
Question 3. Who directed Wall Street?
Oliver
Paul.
Stone.
Oliver Stone.
Yes.
Well
All right.
done.
4-point game. 2 questions remain.
Who played ballerina Nina Sayers?
Paul.
Natalie Portman.
Yes, that's correct.
The Swan
Okay.
Queen, Black Swan. We have one more.
Jeez,
Paul
come
can
on,
pull to within 2 points going into round 5.
Actually, to be fair, Paul.
Which
do it.
one of the following actors has not played Hamlet in a film? Kenneth Branagh, Joseph Fiennes, or
I
Mel
don't know
Gibson?
this.
Joseph Fiennes.
Paul.
Joseph Fiennes.
Yes,
Jesus.
correct.
There he is.
Wow.
Speed round. He finds himself within 2 now, and now it's a game once again. He was down with 5, now going in 2 points into the final round here, Mark. This is a good spot to be if you're Paul Oyama.
You know, I don't want to sign us up for the Psychic Advisor Hotline, but we kind of foretold this where we said, look, Dan got a lead, but this is the lightning round, and Paul Oyama, true to form, he's quick, he's youthful, he's got energy on his side, and he really was fast on the buzzer with the hands and the movie trivia know-how. It's now a 2-point game, and like you said, anybody's match. This is the championship level contention that we were hoping to get.
All right, so now we get to the 5th and final round, the championship round here. Mark, how does it work?
In the championship match, round number 5 is the last round, unless we go to sudden death overtime. In this round, each competitor is going to give us a series of numbers. We need 3 numbers from each of you. These numbers can range from 1 to 20. Each number corresponds to a different category of movie, trivia, Schmoedown, know-how. The first question is going to be worth 2 points. Your next question is worth 3 points. Your last one, should we make it that far, is worth 5 points. It's been a great match from both you. Paul, a worthy #1 contender at the very least, maybe a future champion. Dan Murrell, you're the current champion, and you have a 2-point lead, so you're going to give us your series of numbers first. What feels lucky, sir?
6, 13, and 1.
6, 13, and 1 for the champion. For the challenger?
8, 17, and 11.
8, 17, and 11 for the challenger. And we start with the challenger who took category number 8 to start off here. Category number 8, war movies. War movies.
Okay.
Paul, who directed the 1987 film Empire of the Sun?
Steven Spielberg.
Your boy, Steven Spielberg.
To tie it up.
He is close personal friends with Dan Murrell.
That's right. All right, so now we shift to Dan, who chose category 6.
That's right, Dan. You picked category number 6, and this is your 2-point question. And your 2-point question is going to come from the category of Pixar movies. And your question.
I like it.
Emperor Zurg is the arch nemesis of which Pixar character?
Buzz
Buzz
Lightyear.
To infinity and beyond.
All right.
2-point lead
Get
once again for Dan Murrell. Back to Oyama for his 3-point.
Back to Oyama for category number 17 is what you chose, and that's the category of the 2000s. The 2000s.
Okay.
All right. Here we go. Here's the next question. In adaptation, who plays Susan Orleans, author of the nonfiction book, The Orchid Thief, that is being turned into a film?
Meryl
Streep.
That's correct.
Meryl Streep. Meryl
All
Streep.
right.
There you go. He knows what the fans like. There they are. There they go.
And now we get to Dan Murrell. Dan Murrell's three-pointer, which
He
is
selected
number 13.
Number 13, that's right. Dan Marino's famous
Also one of
Dolphins
Nicolas
number,
Cage's.
and that corresponds to your 3-point question, Dan. We're looking at the category of animated movies, animated films, and your question, lo and behold, which Pixar film features the vocal talents of Brad Garrett and Janine Garofalo?
Finding Nemo?
I think so.
5, 4, 3.
Monsters, Inc.
Looking
Ratatouille.
for Ratatouille.
Thank you, Paul.
Oh.
All right, so we come
Oh,
down
that's
to
right,
Dan
'cause she
Murrell
was the
has to hit his
girlfriend.
5-pointer. If he hits his 5-pointer, then
Wow.
it'll bounce back to Oyama for his 5. However, if Dan Murrell misses the 5, Paul Oyama is the new movie trivia Schmoedown champion.
Oh,
and Dan
shit.
chose category number 1.
Is he still going to be number 1 is the question, and that number 1 corresponds to the category of biopics.
Where's Roka when I
Okay. Yeah, where's Roka?
Where's Rocco? We
And
need
your
him.
question for 5 points
Jesus.
and a 4-point lead over Paul Oyama is, who plays astronaut Ed White, Neil Armstrong's friend and neighbor in First Man?
I looked this up.
5, 4, 3, 2.
repeat, please.
First one.
Do that. Who plays
Dawn of the Planet of the
astronaut
Apes.
Ed White,
I saw him
Neil
earlier in Pet
Armstrong's
Sematary.
friend
His
and
name is escaping me right now.
in First Man.
Jesus Christ. I can't hit.
Jason Clarke. There we go.
Jason.
Come on. No.
5, 4.
Shit, this is wow. This.
I'm not going to draw this
2.
out. Giovanni Ribisi.
And your
No!
winner!
Oh my God!
Movie Trivia Schmoedown, champion of the world, prime time.
You
Paul
son of a bitch.
Oyama. Oyama is the youngest movie trivia Schmoedown champion. The answer.
22, Jason Clarke.
Jason Clarke
Looking for
was the
Jason
answer.
Clarke.
Jason Clarke was the answer.
Wow,
Paul-
what a contest.
Paul Oyama takes it. My God, and he earned it. He earned it there because he took it. Dan said it. He doesn't draw it out. He didn't know. He didn't know it, and that was it. Paul Oyama's going to New York. Paul Oyama will be defending the championship against either Ben Bateman, Kalinowski, or Snyder. The champion is Paul Oyama. He has still not lost. He is the youngest champion this league has ever seen.
Wow.
He has never lost a match. And look at that kid. He's super excited. He is now the movie trivia Schmoedown champion of the world.
You know, Christian, you give him all those accomplishments, the
Yeah.
kid might get a big head. He might have to get a bigger pair of sunglasses because this guy, he is clearly ready for his nickname, Primetime. And you go back to round number 3 where Dan Murrell just runs through the betting round. Now he's got a 5-point lead, but that betting round, that speed round, we've seen time and time again, fortunes change hands so quickly. Oyama got himself back in the ball game, poised to pounce, and he did just that against maybe the greatest player in Schmoedown history.
Ever, and it was back and forth. It was a fight that they were, I mean, you looked what Dan did in the first round coming back. Then he was up by 5. Paul Oyama had the speed round is what really saved him for sure. And that Dan, missed with the 3 and the 5, and that's all she wrote. As Paul Oyama only had to hit his 2, his 2 and his 3, and he now stands as the movie trivia Schmoedown champion of the world. He is Paul Oyama. All right, so Paul Oyama is now the Movie Trivia Schmoedown champion, but once again, the legend Dan Murrell. Remember this, too, that we haven't brought up. Now, this is not necessarily that he's going to use this. He still's got his title shot.
He's got it in his back pocket still.
Yeah. We don't know. Is he going to use that for this? Will he use it for teams? We don't know what's going to happen. Maybe we'll get a little bit of that information out from Emma Fife, who is now with the Horsemen, with Mark Riley, Tom Dagnino, and the former Movie Trivia Schmoedown champion, Dan Murrell. Take it away, Emma.
What's up, Movie Trivia Schmoedown fans? Emma Fife here with Tom Dagnino, Mark Riley, and Dan Murrell, what is president of the Horseman faction here today. Dan, tough loss, man, really.
I mean, I lost it. Just straight out, like, just didn't know it. I mean, there's no other storyline to go with it. I just straight up didn't know the answers, and I played a little tight. I played, I was lucky enough to have a lead. I played a little, I wouldn't call it conservatively, but strategically in the early rounds. I don't think that would have changed the result. I left 8 points on the table in the final round. I don't think any change in my betting or speed round performance would have changed that. I don't think there's any asterisks. I didn't know as much as he did.
Sometimes you just get questions you don't know the answer to, and that's where we are. Tom, are you disheartened by this loss today? The Horsemen have been having a little bit of a time lately.
Yeah, I mean, to say we didn't need a win here would be crazy. Yeah. We put our best player in there, and unfortunately it didn't happen. I mean, look, I had a great speed round, and I thought we had a nice 6-7 point lead, and he didn't waver, and he won fair and square. Congrats to the whatever their names are, the Sweatshop boys.
Yeah. The dungeon, but I think that there is some truth in what you say there probably. Well, Dan Murrell, we have seen you come back from defeats before, though, so I have a feeling you're going to go home and watch some Pixar movies.
I had 2 areas of interest that I was going to focus on for this match, and Pixar was the one I didn't choose. I don't know if that would have changed it. Paul knows a lot. He obviously knew the answer to my Pixar question, which is always great to hear that from an opponent at the table. I appreciate being dunked on like that when I'm not winning, so that's always lovely. But, it's literally you have the vast knowledge of cinema to pull from. You can only study as much as you can study. You can only prepare as much as you can prepare. Sometimes you just hit a damn question you just don't know.
And that is definitely what happened here today. I think that this has done not to mar your splendid reputation here in the Schmoedown, Dan.
I will say I am like 5-0, run to the belt. Obviously, I know what that's like. That is super impressive, and I think Paul is a young player, both in age, which makes me feel even older, and in this game. What I will say, if I was going to offer a piece of unsolicited advice, would be that the run, you've won. So the underdog stories are over. The days when people are underestimating you are over. The days when someone's gonna sleep on you and not think that you're someone that could be underestimated and ignored is over. Heavy lies the head that wears the crown or the belt in this case. So my advice to Paul would be get ready, because there's no more underdog story anymore. The underdogs are the ones that are coming for you, and they're coming for you every single game.
Very well said, Dan Murrell.
That's the bottom line.
Yeah.
Well, it's easier to become a star than to stay one. So we'll see what he can do.
We'll see, and we will see what he has to say about his victory here today in just a moment.
I mean, did you expect anything more from Dan Murrell?
What a great statement by Dan Murrell, and then a post-credit scene by Tom Dagnino.
Right.
And I think that Murrell makes a very good point when he says heavy lies the head that wears the crown. It's not a crown, it's a belt, but it's the same situation, is that now everybody knows that Paul Oyama is the top of the mountain. And I think you see this time and time again in sports, is that you have a run that it's easier to get to number 1 and get on top than it is to stay on top. Paul Oyama's got a storied career to be had in the Schmoedown, and this is just another step, but will this be the last step before he takes a step backwards?
Well, you look at what the kid's done already, too. He is 5-0, and we haven't seen that in a long time. 5-0 to the belt. The last person to go 5-0 and win a belt in a single season was the former Intergeekdom champion Mark Anopik. So this is another rookie.
Oh, yeah.
Now, he is the youngest champion to ever hold it. The Dungeon is riding strong here with the championship, but Dan Murrell said it right. You already have Kalinowski, you already have Snyder, and another horseman, Ben Bateman, all eyeing down. I'm sure Emma Fife is going to ask about that New York event that happens on August 31st. So there's a lot of things happening here, but she is with the brand new Movie Trivia Schmoedown champion of the world, primetime Paul Oyama.
And we are back with the youngest Movie Trivia Schmoedown champion in Movie Trivia Schmoedown
Kaiser,
history,
get off your phone.
Paul Oyama. You must be feeling pretty proud of your accomplishments today.
Yeah, it's a lot. I mean, I've been working for this for a long time. And I knew that I was ready for it. My faction mates did as well. They believed in me just as they should. But yeah, this is, I mean, the biggest moment of my career thus far.
Now, going into the speed round, you were down by quite a lot. Were you feeling sort of nervous, or did that just make you kind of put your nose to the grindstone and go, okay, here is where I need to make up the point deficit?
No, I knew that as long as I entered the speed round within 5 points, that I think it was pretty manageable. Because anything can happen on a 5-point question. They can be tough. So yeah, I just came in prepared, and I just figured I would play my game. If he got to the buzzer first, so be it. But I was going to be quick on that, and it paid off, I guess, eventually at the end of the day.
Absolutely. Now, Kaiser, you must be feeling pretty proud of your young protege's victory here today, assuming he is your protege. You just kind of came in and claimed him, so there's that.
Well, first of all, Emma, I was just texting with the mayor. We're trying to figure out a good date to have a parade here in downtown Los Angeles. You are invited. You can ride in the car with me and Prime.
Oh, boy.
You know, the pundits got it all wrong. You know, the pipsqueaks out there, they want to write all this horse crap about me not being a good manager. You got the crew on Collider Live. They don't know their butts from a hole in the ground. They want to flap about how bad a manager I am. Well, how's that for bad managing? Because it's prime time. He's 5-0. He fears no man or woman in this league, and I want to just get him to the next match. Let's get it on. Where are we? Who are we facing next? Are you even the commissioner?
I'm temporarily demoted, I guess. Here I am. Well, I mean, obviously there is the big New York event that's coming up that you'll now be participating in.
Very well liked in New York.
Great. I guess they don't know you all that well in New York. Yeah, so what's your strategy going forward to prepare for that event?
Well, clearly sending him out to the monastery worked. I got the monks and the Shaolins and all those guys. They know how to put him through the good training. So maybe we'll send you back out for another run. But, you know, we got the Smasher and the Zip here. They've been nothing but great partners. They've been quizzing this kid day and night. These guys work together. They're a great team. And I think everyone's gone out there and proved it. Our record proves it. Smash is on his way back. Zip's on a run. I'm looking forward to the dungeon. But right now, we got a new champion of the world. And I told you that it was prime time. I told you it was going to happen.
Well, you said it, and it turns out you weren't just running your mouth, because here we are. So congratulations to you again, Paul. Paul, how are you feeling about going to New York?
Prepared. I mean, I just played Dan Murrell, and with all due respect to anyone I might be playing, they're not Dan Murrell. I'm going to come prepared all the same, but, you know, this is where the actual, you know, matches start, I think, in a way. Defending the belt is a whole other beast, like kind of Dan mentioned, and, yeah, I'll be ready. I hope they come ready, because I'm defending this thing.
And who do you hope they are?
I don't care.
Give us Bateman, the Men's Warehouse model. I don't care who you put up there. Kalinowski, whatever. Just get somebody to New York.
Wow.
Because I'm really hungry. I want cannolis. I want that pizza. I haven't had that in a while living out here in L.A.
Ben got an upgrade. No longer a JCPenney suit model. He's now working with Men's Warehouse. So congratulations again to you,
I'll
Paul.
stop there while I'm in New York.
Tremendous achievement, and we look forward to seeing you defend that belt in New York in August. Now back to you, Mark and Christian.
Well, there he
Teach
is,
Nico
Mark,
how to
the
wear a
new
suit.
Movie Trivia Schmoedown champion of the world, the youngest champion we've ever seen, 22 years old. Primetime, Paul Oyama. Better never change that song. What a great song that is.
It's a good tune, Christian, but I'm watching this interview, and I'm just thinking, like, it's not even a celebration for them today, where they're just so focused on the live event in New York, and I think that that's really where your mind goes. And if I'm coaching Paul Oyama or his manager, I'm saying, look, kid, take some time to enjoy this, because you don't know if you're ever going to see that belt again when you have to defend it. So take some time to just appreciate what you've been able to achieve in your young career
Pull a
before you
JTE
start
and
thinking
sleep
about
with
the
it.
live fans and the cannolis and the pies and all that stuff.
You're 100% right, because look at what the former champion Dan Murrell just said. There's going to be people coming after that belt tomorrow. I mean, now you look at already, because they're going to want to knock this kid off of his perch. You got Bateman or Snyder or Kalinowski. Any one of those guys is going to want to be coming for him, right, too? But then again, Dan Murrell, he still has that shot. Dan Murrell, if he wanted to, could go to New York, wait for him to play one of those guys, and then play him right afterwards.
He could make us stay here and do a rematch. I mean, the guy controls our fate a little bit, too.
You're absolutely right. If Dan Murrell wanted to, he could say, let's just do it all again right now. But either way, Dan Murrell is out there with that shot. But Paul Oyama is the man with the belt at the moment. But tomorrow, tomorrow is the big event in Comic-Con. If you're going to be at Comic-Con, make sure that you get your tickets. You don't have to have a ticket or badge to the actual Comic-Con convention, but you can come see us Saturday. That's tomorrow night. Rachel the Crusher Cushing puts the Inner Geekdom Championship on the line as she goes head-to-head with Mike Kalinowski for the belt. The Smasher, Kevin Smets, goes up against the Haymaker, Adam Lavick. That will also be available for the live stream. If you want to get that right now. You can still get it. That is the schmoedownlive.com to get that event. But August 31st, if you're going to be in New York, you can see the new champion, Paul Oyama, defend that championship against either Ben Bateman, Snyder, or Kalinowski, so get your tickets now.
The Schmoedownlive.com is the place to be. And also check out TriviaSD.com. That's the latest for all the updates, the rankings, all sorts of goodies on there, courtesy of the movie Trivia Schmoedown. Check out the Facebook page as well. And obviously, enjoy us wherever you enjoy your podcast in audio form. Thanks to our friends at Himalaya, Christian. It's been quite a match here today, quite a lightning round, quite a betting round, and obviously you had a belt change hands. These live events are going to be fun, bud.
The live event's going to be really
Got to get our rest.
And like you said, also make sure you go on to Apple Podcasts, listen to any one of our shows here and the Schmoedown Rundown just by going to the Movie Trivia Schmoedown. For Mark Ellis, I'm Christian Harloff. See you next time.
And there's still time left.
Sam, I'm your new boss.
Sure.
Well, I'm taking over the singles competition.
Go right ahead.
I'm going to change the rules.
Change whatever you want.
Well, I think I want this office.
Yeah. All yours, buddy. See you in 30 days. Don't let the place burn down.
This is how Sam runs.
Yep.
Let's cause some chaos.
Oh dear, oh dear. Oh dear, wow. That's insane. What is there to say after that?
I don't even know what to say. Like, look, as I said at the top, Paul has well, like, again, both Paul and Chance have completely validated the fan leagues, and Paul is now the first competitor to start in the fan leagues, to start in Full Metal Trivia. Then he worked his way over to Multiplex. Then he did some competitions in Jote. We don't talk about them anymore.
No.
And then he worked his way up to 5 belts, and now he is the singles title holder. He took down the greatest singles player of all time to get the fucking belt.
Yes, he did. That's unprecedented. It honestly is.
Yeah.
At this point, I'm just really happy that I was a part of his journey in the fan leagues. I saw him become champion. I hosted that match. I faced him in matches. That was just the fact that I did that. It's crazy to really think about that, and it's just awesome to see where he is now. And I hope that he continues his run. I hope that he manages to defend that belt a couple of times, because he has so shown that he is that good. There's no one doubting that anymore, I believe, at this point. If you're doubting that, you're fooling yourself. Like, shave your head and go to sleep, as Christian would say. Because wow, I'm thoroughly impressed, and that was a great match. And Robert Meyer Burnett is gonna fuck everything up. Oh God, you're in for so much trouble.
Yeah, seriously, I don't know what else to say other than, look, Paul, you and I have squared off who knows how many times now at this point in the fan leagues, and I can't be more proud of you.
Yes.
I can't be.
Same.
You know. So, dude, congratulations. You earned it.
Yes. I think that's really all we have to say. So, guys, please leave a comment with any of the stuff that went on in this video. A lot went on, so please leave a comment. Leave a like. It takes 2 seconds to leave a like, and it really does help us. And of course, if you like us, subscribe to the channel. If you want to see more of us,
and click the bell.
And the bell, yeah, that you get notifications when we have a video going up, like the Who Cares Anyway podcast. There is one going up tonight as well about Disney. Chris, tell us more about that and plug yourself.
I certainly shall. So, yes, you guys can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Stardust, Letterboxd, and Discord at Skywalker Dome. And you guys can follow this very channel on Twitter and Instagram at D2A channel. Please like our Facebook page. And yeah, as Case mentioned, on tonight's episode of the Who Cares Anyway podcast, we sat down with one of the new sensations from the Patreon Discord fan league, Chris Engel, where I asked a bunch of you guys to send me your rankings of every film from Walt Disney Animation Studios, and we compiled them together in a list. Where did your favorite movies wind up? You know, where did Cinderella wind up? Where did Moana wind up? Where did The Lion King wind up? Where did Hunchback wind up? Well, check out the show and come find out. And also, make sure you guys check out tomorrow. At noon, at 12 o'clock Eastern, Ryan McClellan, host of Down Tune Dissection, and I go over the 15th anniversary of the Lamb of God masterpiece, Ashes of the Wake. Check it out.
Interesting. Yes, if you're interested in music, check that out, definitely. And you can find me at Dutch Movie Guy on Twitter, Case Cornelis on Facebook, on Letterboxd. Yeah, I don't have that many plugs. You can see me on the Who Cares Anyway podcast, ranting on some movie news and talking Disney movies and yelling why everyone is wrong, probably. And until our next video, I'll just say take care.
Yeah!